Paytm saga as it continues to unfold. Remember, on 31st of January, Reserve Bank of India issued an order that almost cancelled Paytm's payment bank license. The issue persisted of non-compliance by the company. The audit reports have been throwing up non-compliances since March of 2022. Almost 2 years on, RBI has said that Paytm will have to stop onboarding new customers with immediate effect on its payment bank. This means no new customers can open payment accounts on Paytm, and more importantly, no existing account holder can even top up their wallets, FASTags or mobility cards after 29th of February 2024. There is frenzy in the market. Vendors are switching to competing banks. Over 40 million merchants will need to be moved to other banks, and the process has started already. People are unsure if they should operate on payment on Paytm anymore or not. Now, Paytm founder Vijay Shekhar Sharma has dismissed the regulatory action, calling them a speed bump, reassuring stakeholders amid ongoing turbulence that all is well. However, facts do not justify those assurances. Now, news reports suggest that RBI just may cancel Paytm's payment bank license as early as next month. If that happens, Paytm may not be able to survive or tide over the existing challenge. Is it too late already? That's the question we are going to be talking about. Joining us on the show is Dr. Dipali Pant Joshi, former ED RBI. Also with me is Kartik Malhotra here in the studio. Dipali, I want to come to you first, ma'am. Thank you very much for taking time out. Good to have you on the show. First question first. What happens to Paytm here on? Come 29th of February, what is the fate of Paytm?
Well, the RBI has been fairly explicit on what can happen till the 29th. And before we go into what will happen after 29th, let us understand under which section of the Banking Regulation Act this order has been issued. This order has been issued under Section 35A of the Banking Regulation Act. That is an act which is for customer protection and which is issued as and when the RBI is unsure that the bank will be able to meet the claims of its depositors as and when these claims accrue. It's grave. I won't even call it serious. It's absolutely grave. And it's a precursor to amalgamation of banks. I'm not talking about the payment bank. The payment bank founder will necessarily not hand wring and say that, no, it is a speed bump. What else do you expect him to say? But the matter is grave. The RBI order in black and white, in public domain, says that there are serious supervisory concerns with the bank. The bank has, from October 22, from March 23, when it was stopped from onboarding new customers, not paid any heed to whatever was told it to do or not do. So in the interest of the banking customers, they have been advised that whatever refunds are due to you, whatever is going to come to you, may come till the 29th of March. So after that, it's more or less curtains.
Okay, ma'am, if I may just step in for a minute, I'm Kartik Malhotra. Thank you for being here with us. I want to understand the first matter that you addressed, the section that you refer to in the RBI's order. Does it entail the RBI has found out that in case of a bank run, Paytm will not be able to honor the withdrawals that come by way of request to the payments bank?
No, I cannot speculate there. I can only explain to you the circumstance. You see, nothing is done until unless there is an underpinning of law. So what is the legal position regarding this order? Is it an injunction? Is it merely a rap on the knuckles? Or does it stem from somewhere else?
So the section you are referring to, ma'am, you categorically mentioned it is to protect customer interest and the interest of the depositors.
Yes.
So now, what we understand from the order thus far is that no credit payments can be made into the bank account. But what you're suggesting is that perhaps Paytm does not have the money to honor a bank run like situation.
No.
Okay.
I'm not speaking of a bank run at all.
Okay.
I am simply telling you that there were certain errors of omission and commission, grave errors on the part of Paytm. Now, 2, 3 of those are in the press every day. So you have all read that they were
Yes.
not monitoring KYC.
Right.
Now, you would wonder what is so great if I don't monitor KYC. Well, if you're making a remittance outside to somebody, to a body, somebody, and you do not have a KYC, if you have one PAN number, that PAN number is linked to how many wallets? One
No, I
wallet.
know that is understandable. KYC
But if it is in
non-compliance is
100
understandable.
wallets, no, no, one
Sure.
minute, 1 minute.
Sure. KYC non-compliance is not up for debate, and if the bank and if the fintech has not complied, it is out of question. Obviously, it has to comply, and if it has not, there is grave error. Ma'am, I want to come to the second point you raised, which was you mentioned curtains down on March 29th. Can you explain that? What do you mean by that?
And
No,
also, is this an injunction, which means it can be lifted later on, or is this a permanent order?
No, it is an order, and it is an order which is issued under Section 35A of the
Yep.
Banking Regulation Act. It is not an injunction. That was my first point.
Right.
Now, as to what I meant by saying curtains, I meant that after 29th, if you have a refund coming to you, if you have some interest payment on your deposits, well, you're not going to get it, buddy. So you can't top up your wallet after the 29th of March, and therefore it is curtains. Now, what led to this? Certain lax processes which were a cause of serious concern, other than the KYC. KYC you understood, and you, of course, it's not up for debate. But when I said curtains, I simply meant that prepaid instruments, fast tags, and those NC mobility cards, etc., after 29th, 24, they will stop completely.
So, ma'am,
Now,
just
there was.
for ample clarification here, I'm sorry to butt in. This is the 29th of February you're talking about. After
Yes,
29th of
yes, yes.
February, there can be no top-ups. But can these services
No,
continue to be used beyond the 29th of February, which is something that Vijay Shekhar Sharma has mentioned publicly, that there is going to be no disruption to use of services after 29th of February?
no, I do not quite understand what he means by use of services. Does he mean the Paytm platform or the Paytm bank? Because
If
the
I have
Paytm.
money topped up in my, let's say, hypothetically, I top up my Paytm FASTag, which is linked to the Paytm Payments Bank before the 29th of February, can I use it from the 1st of March onwards? And is there a
Yes,
dead
because you have
end
done.
deadline for that?
No, 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 no. I would not be able to really say very confidently, but I can. What I can simply say is that you can pay, you can top up till the 29th of March. You cannot top up after the 29th of March. You
Ma'am, you
cannot
keep
make a
saying March,
deposit.
so I just want to just
Sorry,
want
sorry,
to.
February.
February.
February,
Yeah,
February.
okay,
Sorry,
okay,
sorry, that
right.
slipped
That's
of,
all right, ma'am.
slipped of
That's
my
all right.
tongue. Sorry. I mentioned to you that I'm not feeling very well today.
No, that's understandable, I think. Yeah, 29th of February, just for ample clarity, we
Yes,
are all talking about
yes, yes,
29th of
and
February
that's what
here.
I meant by curtains. What you see, what Vijay Shekhar Sharma says and what I say will be entirely different. He is the
Absolutely.
promoter. He has 51% stake in the bank. He also has stake in the promoter company 197. I
Yeah.
don't see much of a what is it called, arm's length relationship between the two.
Right. No,
Perhaps
no
that also
Chinese
led to
walls.
a lot.
Ma'am, I
So
want to ask you one
perhaps.
more pertinent
No, no,
question in the interest of
I'm not
time, if you'll
using the
permit
C
me.
word. No, 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 I'm not using the C word. It's
Okay,
Absolutely.
that's
you
fine.
who are
If
talking about
Okay.
no,
Chinese
if you'll
walls
permit me,
and
ma'am, there is.
soft bag. I don't want to go there.
Sure,
I
sure.
am
So there
simply
is,
speaking
ma'am, I
as
want
a
to understand from the
regulator.
RBI's perspective. There was a news
Yeah,
item
let me, but you're
reported
not
placing.
listening. You're not listening, Malhotra. You want to understand, but I'll have
Ma'am,
to
in the
tell you
interest
to
of time, I
understand.
just need to understand that one clarification, that there was a news item reported today quoting highly placed sources suggesting that HDFC Bank or Geo Financial Services may be making a run to buy the wallet business of Paytm. Is there a regulatory challenge from the RBI's perspective that you
How
foresee?
can I speculate on that? I
I'm
am a
asking,
poor
is there a
regulator.
regulatory challenge that you foresee from the RBI's perspective?
How can I speculate on something which is in the air and is not in front of me?
Would the RBI be okay to not cancel the payments bank license of Paytm and allow a third
No,
party to bid
no,
for
that
that
is that
business?
this is completely irrelevant. What is relevant today for your viewers and for their understanding and for your clear understanding is that certain serious concerns veer around Paytm, and because of those very serious concerns, because of the lax processes followed by it, and the fraudulent dealings which occurred because of the how shall I put it, because of this very indifferent attitude, this cavalier attitude to whatever was told to them, that there was a lot of money and data traffic between Paytm Payments Bank and the rest of Paytm. That there was a perception that there is something seriously wrong. And in the interests of customer protection, it's high time that the RBI stepped in and did what it should have done, according to me,
Okay,
quite a while
ma'am,
back.
I
Yeah.
understand what you are saying and where you're coming from, but for let's say 197 Communication, which is a listed entity, the parent company of Paytm, the fintech app, as well as Paytm Payments Bank, and the fact that they are both products in the financial services space, what is the exact regulatory need to not permit data to flow from one business to another, given that both are in the fintech space and feed off each other, and the whole business model has perhaps been built on that?
That's exactly all the things which you are stating. If one goes down, the other goes down. And the license is given to one particular entity after examining everything of that entity. Supposing you get a license, does that mean that your uncle also has a license because your uncle is paid for your education and is paying for you to run the business? Or does it mean that the license is restricted to you?
Ma'am,
That's
fair
one.
enough. I think the
No, no,
question.
let's go over each of the things you said.
Okay.
So the first thing you said was, the second thing you said was that one feeds off the other. If I understood you correctly, one feeds off the other.
The
So
wallets are
one goes,
linked to the payments bank.
no, no,
The
one goes down,
FASTag is linked to the payments
the
bank.
house of cards goes down. Therefore, all businesses, all promoters, there is a very clear understanding that an arm's length relationship will be maintained between them, and there will be no obfuscation of accounts, there will be no obfuscation at all. There will be complete transparency and segregation of two businesses. They're not linked. Once you have created the child and given the money to the child, then you cannot interfere in what it does or does not do, and the regulator is not going to supervise the promoter.
Are
The
there
regulator
specific
has issued
instances
a
you can
license to
pinpoint,
you.
ma'am? Ma'am, are there specific instances you can pinpoint where this lack of Chinese wall and this free flow of data has actually resulted in something serious, a major issue which has been observed by the RBI? Can you give us some specific examples for
You
us
would
and our
have to
viewers to
move.
understand
if you
what
if you
exactly
if
is
you
the
are
issue?
interested, yes, yes, there can be no connected and related transactions. There can be no the related party transactions, or the interconnected lending. We are not operating like chai balls in Korea.
Sure,
You have
sure. So
one large bank, and
what
if
should
one
Paytm
one
have done?
falls
Should it
down,
have dealing the wallet business from
the
the
Paytm.
accounts?
No, no,
Should
no,
it have
no, no.
dealing the FASTag business from the payment account? What should it
No.
have done differently?
Quite simply, it should have understood that the regulator meant business. When the regulator told it that you are not to onboard customers, it should not have gone ahead.
Okay, so
When
it
it
went
was
ahead
told
and
that there is a
onboarded
KYC,
customers after March
no, one minute,
2022.
listen, listen. What you need to do is, there is a comprehensive system audit report and a subsequent compliance validation. We don't have time on this show to go there, and I haven't seen the report, but you can look at that report.
Okay.
That report. And that report will make clear to you. And I can explain to you the things which you were not able to follow, what I meant by money and data traffic.
Okay.
Why? What? You can always say that, how do these banks make money ultimately? So if I tell you that, they're selling your data, buddy, would you like your data to be really sold and go all over the world?
But you have
Would
the
you?
DPDP in place now, so hopefully that would be taken care of. Our data hopefully would be taken care of one way or another.
You know,
But in any case, what is the role of the regulator? What is the RBI to do? RBI has to look at the integrity of the financial and payment
Sure,
system. If
absolutely.
there is if there is one Paytm bank, there may be 1,000 in the making.
Are there more such issues which have been highlighted by the RBI? Are other fintech players or other payment banks likely to get similar notices, ma'am, from their compliance or non-compliance reports?
I do not know whether they are going to get licenses or notices or not, but if I was operating in this sector, I would certainly wake up and smell the coffee and try to fix my own processes and my own business model so that I do not come to the same stage.
Ma'am, would you say that this is a rather aggressive action on Paytm, and this also in a way, challenges the trust that people have on digital payments? What is the road ahead for Paytm looking like to you?
No, absolutely not. This is, as I've said time and again, this was brought on Paytm by itself. You see, the point is that you cannot be a regulator if you keep saying that if you go near the fire, you'll get burnt. One of these days, you have to be burnt. And that is exactly what Paytm has self-immolated itself by its acts of aggression and transgression and its disregard of regulatory diktat. Had it done, I did not say that it should change its business model or have done anything else. All it was supposed to do was to follow in earnest what the regulator was telling it. Because what the regulator was telling it and the regulatory curbs which were being imposed would have strengthened Paytms if it had fixed its lax processes, if it had fixed its fraud, if whatever was pointed out in the technical audit had been addressed by it, it would not have come to such a state.
Is it too late now, ma'am?
One minute. Let's understand. Do not confuse Paytm Bank with digital lending. Digital lending is an idea whose time has come.
Sure.
It is all over. It is happening.
Sure.
Merchants are switching from Paytm and they will to other apps.
Of course, no doubt they will. They are continuing to do so.
No
I want to, ma'am, in the interest of time, we're running out of time. I just want to ask you, is it too late now for Paytm to make amends? Is there any scope at all for Paytm to come back doing the business that it was doing by adhering to all the compliances listed by RBI, or is it too late? Is it game over?
Oh, because, just to add to what Vijay Shekhar Sharma has been saying so far, he's confident that Paytm will come back. And if this is the primary driver for their business, then how are they confident to come back into fray? Is there a possibility that this order could be reversed in future?
I don't see the order being reversed, but yes, of course, perhaps they can fix their systems and convince the regulator. That is between them and the regulator. But again, as I said earlier, if you were between a rock and a hard place, you would also have a very bright smile. And you would not exactly tell people that, no, we are going under tomorrow.
So there are then perhaps possibility, as we have been doing the maths here, they may just go under tomorrow. I understand, ma'am. I understand.
I can only explain the RBI verdict.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can't speculate to the nature of Paytm's business, and perhaps this order would be a death knell to Paytm or not.
But I cannot say that. Absolutely. I can simply say that there were certain reasons which led to this action, and they were grave, they were serious, they should have been taken, and there are major repercussions of every action the regulator takes, and they should have been taken more seriously.
All right, Dr. Dipali Panchosi, thank you very much, ma'am. Appreciate it. We've run out of time on this show. Absolute honor listening to you. Thank you very much. But Karthik, from all that we have discussed, all the permutations, combinations, the revenue drivers for Paytm, it does look like it may just be game over for Paytm.
I mean, it's definitely not good news and unlikely to result in good news of any kind for Paytm.
Absolutely, not very good news. And of course, there is a timeline to that order. 29th of February is when that order would be put in place, post which Paytm Payments Bank is looking at perhaps a closure for now.